Just buffs.
Just pets.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome on back to another episode. I can't believe we've never beaten this game. Titan Quest Edition. Hi, Mike.
Hi, how's it going?
Hi, how's it going?
We're on the Ragnarok.
We are on the Ragnarok. I do very much enjoy this area. I think this is cool. I know Sergeant Fluffy said that this was one of his favorite areas. I think this is quickly turning into one of my favorite areas too. It's different.
Yeah, it feels peaceful.
Except for the giant trolls across the way right now that we're gonna go kill. That have boulders.
But the music is nice.
I do. I like the music. I like the atmosphere.
Makes
different.
everybody feel happy. I feel like I'm protecting something, not just going out on a quest, you know?
I guess. Shouldn't we be going out on quests?
We should be, but I mean, like, it's not just going out on a quest. It's like, oh yeah, I gotta do a bunch of stuff for these people because they can't do it for themselves. This feels like home. You know?
I guess. Flaming Sunwheel Staff.
Ooh. Let's see if that's any good. Better on the low end, but not on the high end. I don't know, I guess that technically means that I would be able to do more damage overall.
Yeah, more damage frequently. Yep.
Yeah, so do that. My wife tells me that for other gameplays that we were playing.
Hold on, we gotta turn you up, buddy. I can't hear shit you're saying.
Okay, sorry.
Or maybe you just need to speak up. Speak up a little bit.
Okay, well, last time
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
Last time I spoke up, you told me that it shut me down.
That was when you yelled. Just
Okay.
talk normal.
Oh. I realized. I thought I was talking normal. Okay. Fair enough.
That's perfect.
Sorry,
just the
everybody.
way that you are right now. That's perfect. You're coming through loud and clear. Watching you register appropriately.
Good.
You'd think after all this time we'd have this figured out by now. We do not.
No. Not very good. Oh, hi, Hermes. Does that mean Thor is all by himself?
Yeah, of course he is. Pike of Strength. I can't use that right now. Wearing resistance armor. Yay! Oh, we're killing eagles now.
Kill eagles. You know what? Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Robert the Bruce. What's new in the adventures of Mikedom?
I'm thinking about changing careers.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about changing careers for a while now. Where to? Where's the opening?
The opening is actually I'm gonna start working with my finance guy and sign on with him and learn that stuff.
Oh, the flat earther. Sorry, Greg. You can't escape it, buddy.
It's okay.
Even Sergeant Fluffy draws the line at flat earth. I can't get on the flat earth thing. Maybe you're good with money, but should I trust you with money?
Just remember, Sherlock Holmes didn't know the Earth was round. Or
The
that he
fictional
revolved around the
character?
sun. Yeah, that one. And everybody counts him as an incredibly intelligent person.
I don't. He's in a book.
That's
He's
true.
fake. Make believe.
Einstein couldn't remember his own phone number.
Okay.
Is that better?
No.
It's a real person.
I guess.
He guesses.
Here's what we're gonna say. The Earth is flat, and we faked the moon landing. There.
You want to know something? Neither one of those things affect my day-to-day life. I'm gonna say it right now. I don't care what side you're on either of those. Neither one of them affect my day-to-day life, so I don't give two shits.
They affect my day-to-day life, but only because I don't feel like dealing with the stupidity of a person that doesn't believe that the Earth is round. No, man, you know, there's a continent, and then there's, you know, it's on the other side of the ice wall. There's like second Pangea. Uh-huh. Sure. Nah, man, there's validity. You just gotta listen to me. I'm listening and waiting for the people to show up with a straitjacket. If you believe the Earth is flat and you leave me alone about it, I'm just gonna call you stupid from far away. But, like, at least, you know, that's not as bad as the people that are like, no, no, no. It's like, you're not gonna convince me, guy.
No,
When are you planning on starting over there? Is that like an actual thing in effect? Is this like something that you're like tiptoeing around, like pay close to the same, more? Like what?
It's not something I can start up right away. Like, it's got to be something I got to put on in the back while I'm still working my regular job. It isn't something I can just jump into.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm starting up some things this Friday. Not this Friday. This Saturday evening. He's got me going over. I'm gonna do a little bit of networking, meeting some of the people that he knows. We're gonna sit down and get some.
What's the skeleton army? Oh, that's your thing.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I got hit.
But
yeah, it's.
So wait, how do you? So wait. So how do you get paid if they're not like hiring you directly?
You get
paid. This work?
You gotta get the clientele and start working on kind of the same way.
Oh, it's like being self-employed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, it's a step in that setup. They're gonna give me the training. It's the connections through the company that they work for, but then it's them doing everything themselves. So.
Okay. But you have to get your own clients?
I have to get my own clients.
So you have to participate in marketing and shit like that?
Yep.
Okay. I will help you.
I appreciate it. I learn everything I can about finance and slowly work my way up to the point where I don't have to leave my house to do my job. And then I'll be like you. I'll be like you.
Oh, I didn't hear you come in.
Definitely nice.
You probably just came for some hunting supplies, correct? Until next time, I suppose.
I got started with that whole idea. Like, if I had been doing that
He's very good at it, you know.
beforehand, I wouldn't be in the situation I thought I was in, where the kid doesn't have a daycare to go to, and you've got very few people who can watch him.
Well, we just talked about that the other day. Is I'm Lord willing, I can keep doing what I'm doing, and I don't have to worry about your daycare thing. But that your daycare situation. For those of you that are only watching this one, Mike will give a very, very brief recap, because I know some of you watch both, but then there are some that only watch one or the other. So go ahead, Mike.
My kid was basically in a situation. He was in a room with teachers that were abusing children, and he was coming home with bruises and such. His personality was changing. There's a whole bunch of different things that, when we finally got notified by one of an employee who left the daycare, that, hey, this is what's going on, and there's investigations and stuff. It's like, oh, well, we're not leaving him in there to find out whether or not it's safe. And now we found out officially, yeah, there's this. His one teacher was definitely neglectful, and his other teacher was definitely hurting him.
So yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
Other than mounting a full-scale assault force against the school, killing them.
Yeah. I don't blame the school as a whole, but like you got employees on there that are doing this stuff. You need to be paying attention, and you shouldn't be trying to sweep it under the rug. Correct.
I agree with you.
So, other than that, Yeah.
Bastards.
What? Oh, okay. Water spirit. But yeah, so we were worried there. He's actually gonna be with my mom all week, but we did find a school that had an opening, thank God. So he will be starting there next week, and everything's gonna work out. But this has been a helpful jump start for me to start going, hey, I don't want to be in this anymore, and I want to start being able to do stuff to actively engage in my children's life and growth, rather than just, I don't know,
The 9 to 5
passively.
Greg.
Yeah.
You're a full-time but part-time parent. Some parents have to engage in that, and I don't
Yeah.
blame them. My father was like that. My mom
Yeah, I
was a
don't-
stay-at-home mom. Like, you got to do what you got to do to put food on the table. So I don't disparage anybody for making those choices, but like, if you have the option to not do that, like, damn, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. I don't have any problems with daycare. I love that there's people in there who have that calling. They're capable of, raising kids to do things. I mean, like, he was under his infant teacher, he was getting his motor coordination up and running in ways that I wasn't able to get him to do it. And like, that's awesome. I was really appreciative of that. But now we've got somebody who's not paying attention to him, and well, let's put it this way: I could not pay attention to him at home and not pay for it.
Yeah.
If that's how we're gonna do things.
Right. He's
But,
there for a reason.
Exactly. He's supposed to be taken care of and, fed and, mentally stimulated so that he's actually gaining some semblance of humanity,
Mm-hmm.
And that was only minimally happening. Sorry, I'm getting eaten by acid there for a second. But yeah, so yeah, I know you said brief, but
No, that's babe,
compli-
dude.
complicated issue, so it's I want to be more in touch with that. But so now I want to move on to something that's going to be something that's established, something that's good, something I know that works, and I can put the effort into it, and then be able to work from home and take care of my kids and not have to worry about what's going to happen next.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's always risk, but as long as you're willing to work and put effort in, things will work out for you.
Yes.
That's just a proven setup. If you ask 100 people if they'd like something, you're gonna get a lot of no's, but you're also gonna get some yeses. So
Yeah. I think the big thing with a lot of self-startups is people get hung up on the well, this is scary, so I'm gonna go back to my day job because work is a little slow this week. Yeah, but every time you turn around and close your eyes, there's another client waiting behind the door. Like, this week for me is pretty slow. Not a whole lot of client loads, but I have a 2-week board coming up. I have a month-long board and train coming up. Neither of those were even on my radar at the end of last week. Like, these are clients that just appeared out of nowhere because the name's out there. So this idea that, like, I'm just gonna throw the towel in as soon as stuff gets difficult. It's like, well, I know exactly where that person is going to land in the future, and it's mediocrity. And if that's what you want out of life, go for it. I never wanted to be mediocre in anything I did. I always wanted to try and strive for success. So at the highest level. So it's like, okay, well, I'm not just gonna give up on doing what I do just because there's a bump in the road.
no, I mean, and that's why what I like the situation that I'm doing. It's basically the same thing that you were doing. You were working full time for the government. You started going, hey, I'm gonna train dogs. Then you moved over to part-time, and then all of a sudden, you couldn't do your part-time working for someone else anymore because there was too much going on in your.
Dude, I had too many.
Yeah. So I'm hoping for the same thing. It may take longer. It may not. I don't know. I'm not worried about it though, because I do have the job. I am making money right now, and things are working out, and it's going to be a little bit of a sacrifice right now, just to make sure that I learn what I need to learn to become successful in the new venture.
Do
But
you have a part-time option with the glass company?
no, I don't think. I was actually talking to Nick about that the other day. I was like, hey, what's the idea? Maybe is there a possibility that we move things over to 3 days? I do 3 days a week, and because if you want, I will work 3 tens. I will work 3 tens for you guys, no problem.
And they said no.
He didn't. He said he'd look into it.
Okay.
I'm gonna actually push on that because I'm serious. If I jump it down to 30 hours and can put a little bit more time into actually learning the other stuff, I'll be able to maintain most of what I need to maintain with everything, and I'll be in a good spot. Plus, I'll have 2 days a week, 2 days during the work week that my boy doesn't have to go to daycare, and that would be
Saving you money.
That would be saving us money. If I could make that work, I would 100%.
Do we go in the cave or do we go north?
Ooh, let's check the cave out. Always check the cave out. Except in Egypt, whenever the cave turns out to be the actual way forward.
Or the cave just turns out to be a big roundabout and there's nothing on the other end of it. Bastards.
42.
Come on. Oh. Anybody? Anybody? You gonna die? There we go. Ooh, shield.
I should go buy some potions and such.
Oh no.
Yeah. Just curious.
Yeah, you leveled.
I did.
Oh, there's a boss rat back here.
There's a boss rat? Alright, let me see something.
Doesn't hit particularly hard, but
This is an interesting new staff.
are you using it?
Yeah, it's called the Troll's Branch.
Oh, I saw
Does
it
100
drop, but I knew it wasn't for me. So.
Yeah, I took it so I can see what's going on with it. Take a look. I'm gonna level up here quick. You're moving through the cave, right?
Oh, I'm just in the next room. I just stabbed some
Okay.
rats. That's it.
Okay. Alright, let me...
Oh, there's trolls on top of you. I'd get rid of them.
Oh,
first.
got it. Got it. Thanks. I appreciate it. Didn't realize. Thought we were in the clear.
Now we are.
Thought we wouldn't notice.
Oh,
we
and
did.
oh, we did.
Alright. Let's get the Lich King. Some more abilities here. Gonna be good. What can he do now? Troll Branch looks pretty cool. Shoots an interesting projectile.
Twin axe of reckless power.
Yeah.
There's a
Using
potion right there.
Energy potion. I'm gonna have to buy some health potions. I'm down to 23.
Ooh wee.
Yeah. It's okay. I can buy them some.
Oh,
buy
it's
them at the
that's a thrown weapon. The twin axe of power is a throne.
Ooh.
That's hilarious.
I like it. I like throwing weapons.
Doesn't work for this build. It might, but I'm not willing to try it yet. Sketchy, sketchy. Sketch. I have to be careful.
Be careful.
I had to recommend my first dog to get put down today. That was a shit day.
Oy, that sounds awful.
Yeah, that was not the highlight of my day, that's for sure. I've been training him for on and off. The client's been bringing him down for months, and he hasn't responded to anything. And short of just like moving into some like, violent altercations with this dog, I'm basically sort of at wit's end with him. So I was like, you know, she's going back to work for full time. And the only person that's going to be watching the dog at that point would be her mom. And her mom is 84. And she's like, I just worry that the dog will try to take off and either take my mother with her or get angry and, you know, go after my mom. Because she was under the assumption, the owner was under the assumption that the dog would never go after her for anything. And then even today, I was like, are we still sure that he's like never gonna turn on you? She's like, well, I don't know. I was like, okay. So she was actually, she was doing something. She started tapping Bob out in the gym. For those of you that don't know, Bob is like a punch dummy. But she was tapping Bob out in the gym, and he got so mad that he turned around and he snapped on her. Ooh. And she had a muzzle, and I just the dog had a muzzle. He had a muzzle, not she. And I remember I looked at her and I was like, hey, so I know that you said he'd never turn on you. I said, but we're not gonna make excuses for that behavior right there that just happened, right? Like, we can't. She's like, no. She's like, I know, like, I did it. I said, yeah, but that's just a noise. Like, you weren't hitting the dog. You weren't aggressing the dog. You weren't aggravating him. Like, no. Yeah, that's a trigger. And, like, can we avoid those triggers? Sure. Like, we can avoid them. But, I mean, are you willing? She's had this dog for 6 years. And this problem hasn't been able to go away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you want to keep on living this way? That's my thing, is you've tried 4 other trainers that decided to, you know, try to hold on to this training this dog for a year. And they were charging way more than I was. They were like, oh, we could try this, we could try that. I've gotten all the way to the point of, you know, we take an e-collar and we put it on him, and then, you know, anytime he makes a wrong move, we, you know, tap him and be like, no, and remind him that it's inappropriate behavior. But, dude, I tried everything. I tried touch therapy. I tried the treat training. I tried, you know, bonker drills. I tried prong collars. I tried everything to keep this dog from having to be put down.
Yeah.
And touch therapy for the dog, by the way, is just something that you do based on fear reactivity, where you literally just go over and you just hang out with them. And you just teach them, like, hey, your behavior isn't going to get me to go anywhere.
Right.
So I just stayed there with him for, you know, an hour. And then another hour went by, and he was trying to bite me the whole time. I died. I was taking all that.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Drop 4 for me. So I tried everything to get that dog to, you know, not even be my friend, just learn to tolerate people. That's all I cared about. Was, hey, just tolerate people. You can't just go attacking people.
Right.
And I got trained by an old school guy. So, you know, the no correction, no change in behavior is how I learned. But I even tried some of the new school stuff. Like that touch therapy is the new stuff. Like, just go sit with him, man. Like, just let him know, like, hey, there's nothing to be afraid of. Didn't work. Still wanted to eat my face. She can't even take the dog in public to get him, like, normalized. Doesn't work. Yeah. And I'm like, if you can't even get him out the door to go out in public, like, this isn't... If I can't get him to calm down in a neutral environment where there's nothing going on, it's just you, me, and the dog, I just don't see how you're going to get him relaxed out there in the real world.
Right.
So...
I mean, it's not like you haven't had your experience with this particular subject before.
No, and I've had dogs that have, you know, I had a German Shepherd that tried to eat my face and tried to go after other dogs, and I mean, he was bad. And we got him cleaned up in a couple of months, and he had some severe trauma. I mean, that dog had been run over by a car, lost his tail, you know, bad German Shepherd. And he's fine now. She takes him to the pet store without a muzzle. He doesn't react. He's fine. If the dog's responsive to the training and you know what works for them, they respond. It's like a human in therapy, right? Like, they will respond to the training if they feel like responding to the training. But if they just want to fight, and they don't have any other reason, and they're like, no, all I'm gonna do is fight. It's bad genetics.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, I could have said no to even trying to help this dog a long time ago, because I do draw the line at animals when they start killing other animals. And this dog has killed 2 cats and a skunk. Now, that was before I got involved. That was when she was using other trainers. He hasn't killed anybody since we started, killed any animals. But, like, that's where I draw the line. So if he's killing other animals, usually that's when I go no. If he's randomly attacking animals and then killing them, that's some pretty high prey drive on the dog. Not saying that it can't be fixed, but there are some dogs that you can teach them to turn that off, but then there's quite a few where you're like, no, that dog's not going to do it. So,
no.
Some of them, yeah. And I have experience with quite a few angry, fuck. You met the one that graduated and went home. You remember Khaleesi? Good God.
Yeah.
Good God, dude.
Oh, I remember.
That dog was mean as shit. Oh, she was terrible. But she graduated and went home.
Right.
She was a perfect little angel by the end. And that dog, I was able to crack her nut in 2 weeks. I was able to get her fixed in 2 weeks. But that was that dog. This dog, right. I can't get through to. And being his 5th trainer, I'm like, I don't know what the other ones told you. Apparently the other ones still call her.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, do you want to bring him back? I was like, I wouldn't run the risk. Yeah, they're just gonna try and take money from you.
Oh, greetings, wanderer. What are you doing here so far inside this dangerous forest?
Here for you, I think.
I am Artabuds, druid of the Huneberg Circle. I know the forest well, and am a friend to many of its creatures. Except for the trolls, that is. They can be nasty pieces of work. It's generally not too hard to avoid them or scare them off, but yesterday, when I was cutting mistletoe, the largest troll I have ever seen suddenly stood sniffing under my tree. When he reached for me, I struck his hand with my sickle, but he barely felt it. Fortunately, he seems to like golden items, because after wrenching it from my fingers, he was so captivated by the blade that he completely forgot about me and wandered off with it. You don't happen to have seen my sickle, do you? Unlikely, of course, because the creature probably carried it off to its filthy den.
Oh. I bet you he's in that troll camp down there.
Probably.
But what were you saying? Sorry.
Just this guy. He's got balls.
Oh yeah.
I stuck it with my sickle.
The biggest troll I've ever seen, and what did I do? I shoved a sickle in its hand. Good Lord, my guy.
That's what it means to be a man. I'm just gonna say it right now.
Hell yeah, brother.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with being afraid. There's nothing wrong with any of that stuff. But like, when push comes to shove, just jam the weapon into it and do what you got to do. I mean, you die. If you run away, whatever. Like, no shame in it after you've tried to kill it.
No.
There's no shame in it before you tried to kill it, honestly.
No. I'm gonna
Like,
see if there's anything down this way.
These are scary individuals.
Oh,
So
is there no?
we went?
No, I know we went this way, but there's a little bit. There's a dark spot over here, and sometimes they hide the little areas in the back, but it doesn't look like it. This is very blocked, so that's fine. Which means he's up this way.
Okay.
Which would
Worst
be
case scenario.
great, but
I have a
unfortunately, we're not going to be able to tackle him this episode. We're going to have to tackle him next episode because we are out of time.
Oh man, it goes fast whenever you're talking about your problems.
Well, yeah, hopefully, tomorrow's a new day. I'll tackle those problems again tomorrow. He won't be the first dog, and it won't be the last, because that's the profession I find myself in. For you, hopefully it is the first and last incident with daycare. Let's pray, hope that never happens again. You never find yourself that. Yeah. Do you have anything for anybody?
No, just remember to like, share, subscribe, and get me my new laptop.
Shameless plug. All right, guys, tune in next week. We'll have another episode for you for Titan Quest, and we will see you guys then.
Bye-bye.